welcome to the coach's perspective, and in today's video we are going to be diving deep into how Germany were able to secure a priceless victory in the first leg of the Uefa Nations League in Milan to take back home for the second leg in Dortmund. And the content of this video will be on the first half analysis on how Italy were able to control and limit Germany, basically looking at Italy's tactical setup, their pressing strategies, Germany's different variation in build-up, and the in-possession features that led to Tonali's well-worked goal. And the second half, Nagelsmann made a few tweaks in the build-up, in the profiles, and that's what we'll be looking at in the second half of this video. Italy's defensive structure and pressing strategy. From goal kicks, Italy applied the man-to-man press, looking to force Germany long early on, which initially caused issues for the manshaft. From goal kicks, Ken and Raspadori were mainly on the two Germany centre-backs with a man-to-man press all over the field, with Udogie on Kimmich, Tonali and Barella picking up the double pivot for Germany, Rovella on Musiala and Politano on David Ram. And as soon as the ball went one side, Ken would look to cut up the route back into the other side of the pitch by covering his run while also looking to eliminate the goalkeeper, which forced Germany long on several occasions. And whenever the ball went out to the side, this was the perfect moment for Italy to enact their wide press, with Udogie being hyper-aggressive, stepping out to Kimmich and Raspadori backing up the press, blocking back the lanes to the other centre-backs. And here a pictorial reference showing the man-to-man press of Italy. As we can see, Raspadori is on Rudiger, Tonali is on Pascal Gross, Ken also on Tar, with Udogie being ready to press Kimmich if the ball went wide. Once again here from goal kick, Germany's 4-man defense with their double pivots just outside the box, and as you can see, Ken and Raspadori being ready whenever the goal kick is started to press the two centre backs, and Politano on David Ram and Udogie, who is out of shot, prepared to press Kimmich. Germany struggles to find clear ways around this aggressive press initially. However, an opportunity opened to build up thanks to some clever positioning from Jonathan Burkhardt. Burkhardt often drifted wider to occupy Di Lorenzo, while Rovella was either too eager to join the press, thereby opening up momentary space for Musiala on the left or centrally. Keane is looking to apply pressure, but as we can see, Jonathan Burkhardt in number 7 has drifted wider to stay on Di Lorenzo, meaning number 11 here, either Amiri or whenever Musiala rotated, could be in space to receive knockdowns or long balls directly from defense. Here again, Tar was able to bring the ball out from defense, and Burkhardt has cleverly left the centre forward position away from Bastoni to come to the left half space, meaning Bastoni, now in this image, has been forced to step out, as you can see Musiala in a pocket of space between the lines. Here again, Burkhardt using his excellent movement to draw out Di Lorenzo, creating momentary space in the defense as Musiala received the knockdown and looking to play in the German striker. After going ahead early on, Italy expectedly dropped back and allowed Germany settle into more structured attacks. Gross or Goretzka were either dropping between or beside the centre-backs to create the man advantage against the aforementioned high-pressing Italy front two. Tonali and Barella were then asked to stick with their pressing and press the extra man in the defense depending on the ball side. This meant there was potential for Germany floaters between the lines, the likes of Sane, Musiala, Amiri, to find space behind the pressing man and progress the play. Barella now pressing Goretzka, number 8, who has now joined the back line, meaning Amiri in number 11 or Musiala in number 10 could find space as they are both free between the lines. Goretzka picking up the ball in defense, and Barella is prepared to step out to press Goretzka. Germany also had the potential for two players to be in space between the lines, as Di Lorenzo at times wasn't as aggressive as his counterpart on the other end in Calafiori in leaving his lines to pick up the man, and Rovella also pushing on to Gross to back up the press. Due to this, Italy sensibly had to make changes, and depending on the ball side, either Ken or Raspadori will be the one to drop onto Gross, allowing Rovella be in the midfield and shuffle across to pick up one of the floaters, whilst the far side midfielder, either Tonali or Barella, would shuffle across back into the midfield to become the auxiliary DM. Here again, Barella pressing Goretzka was on the ball. You can see Ken on Tar and Raspadori, number 10 on Rudiger. So Italy's plan was basically for Rovella to shuffle across and pick up the number 11, while Tonali, who was initially on Sani number 19, to shuffle back into the midfield and pick up one of the floaters. Raspadori was then tasked to press two players basically. After pressing Rudiger, as soon as the ball shifted to the other side, drift back into midfield and pick up Pastor Gross in the center of the midfield for Germany. Here again, Ken pressing Tar, Barella looking to apply pressure on Goretzka, and as we can see, Musiala is looking to pick up space behind Barella, but is being tracked by the run of Rovella. Crucially, Raspadori has left pressing Rudiger and is working hard to track Gross behind the first line of pressure for Italy. This obviously meant that the far side player for Germany could be in space, most usually Leroy Sané. However, Sané sometimes drifted across the pitch to create overloads and also to be away from Calafiori, who was more proactive in his defending. From the right hand side could create an overload for Germany on the left, as he could pick up the ball in space with time, as Di Lorenzo, as aforementioned, was reluctant to leave his lines to press any dropping player from Germany. Germany's play became better whenever Gross dropped into the defense rather than Goretzka dropping to the side for a number of reasons. Gross was much more quicker and secured in his passing, and with the added security, Rudiger also now had the license to advance the play and drive the play forwards like he loves to do. And on rare occasions, Rudiger also attempted to overlap Kimmich after Kimmich would have drawn in Udogie, and Rudiger at times was in momentary space, but the crossing, as expected, wasn't up to the required standard. Here Gross is now between Rudiger and Tar in the center of the defense. Once again, Rudiger is now in a lot of space, looking to drive the play forwards, as Italy are looking to stay compact in their 5-3-2 shape, meaning there was space on the outer sides of the midfield for Germany to look to progress their play. Another way of gaining space was to allow the fullbacks on the wings to advance really high, allowing Amiri especially to get wider, thereby potentially pulling out a centre back, and also with ball cards drifting wider, preventing Di Lorenzo stepping out. Germany could now also gain space on the outer side of Italy's midfield. Germany had loads of possession, but very little success going forwards, as also they mainly lacked presence in the box. Italy, meanwhile, also faced major problems playing out from the back due to Germany's aggressive man-to-man press. For Germany in the second half was to get as many players in and around the box, and with the added difference in Kleindienst's height and Goretzka being given the license to make runs into the box, Kimmich had even more reason to deliver crosses. And as stated before, getting crosses isn't the only thing, but getting the crosses delivered from the right spaces was the main thing for Germany. And the movement of Amiri Gross to take away Udogie and Calafiori to create that much needed space for Kimmich was key in creating the equalizer for Germany. And not only the equalizer, this also led to a big chance for Goretzka. As you can see again, 4 players in and around the box, and Kimmich, once again, with time and space, and out of shot, Amiri is keeping Udogie busy, meaning the fullback can't fully commit to pressing Kimmich, and Calafiori sensibly also is not leaving his line to step all the way out to press Kimmich, meaning Kimmich has time and space to deliver the cross, which leads to a very good chance for Goretzka. This proved to be the needed shift, not only creating the equalizer, but also leading to other opportunities that weren't taken care of. Germany also adjusted their press with their front 3 now on Italy's back 3, leading to subtle opportunities for Italy to break the press rather easily. Italy just had to move the ball from the outer centre back to the wing back, which would attract Germany's ball side winger and their fullback as they sought to keep their man-to-man press. However, once the Italy centre-back continued his run, the centre-back could receive unchallenged, as the winger most times was reluctant to track the runs backwards. Germany looked more sharper for large spells of the game, constantly probing, and with the needed tweaks in the attack, they secured a well-deserved win. It's damaging for Italy, who will now have to win in Dortmund to qualify. I hope you enjoyed the analysis. Until next time, remember to subscribe, like, for more videos, most especially the second leg, which we'll release after the game. Thank you for your time.